We're live. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rick Noda, host here at T3 Talks, where we tighten, tone, and transition, and the founder of T3 Body. You guys, I'm coming off of a motivational high. Now, I didn't see Esteban on Sunday, but I saw Armando, and you'll see by the graphics up here, the family that I coach on Sundays, which I call the Blueprint. We also do a strong class that same day on Sundays. Now, when I often say and that I train everybody using the 4 parts of Dr. Amen, we talk about the biological, then we've got the psychological, then we put in the social, and that final one is that spiritual. And I just say final because we happen to come off of Easter. Now, the reason I started with that story about coming in on Sunday and seeing Armando is right here on the beautiful 101. Normally on a Sunday, there is nothing better than, I get to the office around 6 o'clock. I sleep in that day. I don't wake up at 4 o'clock on Sundays. I kind of let myself kind of stay in. So I wake up at about 5 because I do have a remote session in Chicago here at 7. But as I drive in, I usually hear the birds and just nature. And you know what I saw this Sunday, Esteban? Lines and lines of cars. I saw it was literally my studio, La Costa Boulevard to all the way here to Leucadia to Encinitas Boulevard. In between, it's about, I know exactly how much it is, 1.25 miles to La Costa Avenue to my studio, lined with cars because in Carlsbad, they had a Sunday morning sunrise service for Easter. Sunrise, Sunday, Easter service, and every day prior to Easter, I hear. But yesterday, I see, yes, a whole bunch of cars, a whole bunch of this. Now, here's what I love. Remember that 4th part, that spiritual part? Gotcha. I got everybody. I got you all. Because when I ask you to get up 1 hour earlier or really find that space in your body, of course it's not in that biological part. It's not in that first part. No one cares about that. I'm not getting up early in the morning because my biological part. I'm not getting up for the second part with the psychological part. Forget about that. My self-talk in my brain tells me right off the bat,
go back to bed. You deserve it.
My social side says,
what are you doing? No normal person gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's my social side. Go back to bed. My spirit side says, get up to bed because it leads back to my core values. God, country, family. There it is. Every day, 4 o'clock in the morning, get up. So why isn't it on Easter that we use that spiritual part of our body to get up? It's because it means something to us. That day, the rise of Christ, Easter, Passover, whatever that holiday, whatever we put for that higher power to become that point of focus, guess what? It will always motivate you. It will never defy you. When we look at pastors that have talked in the past, who have really motivated me, all right? There's many of them. If you go to a Baptist church, like when I was fighting with religion, you would hear the song of a Baptist church. It would motivate me, all right? You go to a Catholic church, you hear the, you hear the bells and the whistles of like Notre Dame. I use that as Esteban because a little moment of silence. Everything was okay there. All right. But if you're Episcopalian, if you're aquarium, if you're, oceanography, whatever spirit you have, all right, it's that kinship. It's that connection, that spirit, that motivation that gets you. Now, my atheists out there, I don't believe in God. You know what? Something got your ass up. Something's going to do it, all right? And I don't care whatever you call it, the dark red under, whatever it is, that's a higher power. That higher power creates that motivation, and that is one of the parts right there in the spiritual, that if you can harness that, then that right there, to be quite honest with you, is 2 more steps to your core values. Because country and family, then you'll never leave from motivation. You're going to say out there in social media land, in mental health land, and in all lands, well, Rick, how are you spiritual? How are you? I never hear you go to church. I never hear you do this. Well, it's kind of nice is with love and kindness, strong body, strong mind, kind-heartedness, is that I'm always, in a way, I like to say chanting, praying, or thinking. Because in the back of my mind, I've created that self-talk that goes here. And this is kind of like, that's going to pop out of my head. Strong body, strong mind, kind-heartedness. That ticker keeps popping out of my brain. So even though I'm talking to everybody right here, my spirit side, that fourth part keeps going right out of my brain right here. So every single time and every single moment that I'm talking to you, I'm building on that spiritual part of it. Now I'm going to leave you guys with the story because we're hitting here at the end of today's podcast. And and again, you know, I'm not political. I'm not talking about this. All I'm talking about is that yesterday I saw an entire nation get up early. I saw an entire nation be better humans. I saw an entire country round their hands around that establishments were closed and we didn't care. We found other things to do. So the story that I leave you with today is this, you guys. When I'm a Marine veteran, and I don't care if you're in Somalia, Afghanistan, Kuwait, Okinawa, Japan, Thailand, Korea, Norway, I'm trying to remember all my places I've been. Guam, Pendleton, Camp Pendleton, and all that, all right? A lot of times, I'm from Chicago, okay? And I don't have a lot of family. And a lot of times, holidays in the military, you didn't like, hey, are you off on that holiday? Guess what? You work on them, all right? 90% of the time, in some capacity, especially when you're in Victor units, you're always working. So we made a moment. So you'll see up here, which is kind of nice, you guys, my Sundays, I spent it with Nina, Tomas, Ronaldo, Mauda, David Moline. I spent it with my family at the end there. But here's the nice part. When you don't have family around, my producer who's Esteban, the Armandos in the world, those around you, strangers at restaurants, you can create some type of kinship if you just communicate with them with a little bit of kindness going, hey, dude, what are you doing? I'm here at Panikin Coffee House on Easter. Would you like to join me? And that's where our motivation inspires you to be better, to really participate a little bit more, use that connection of that spirit in your body to give you that strength, to talk to someone new, to maybe make it that moment where you're not lonely because you've got that spirit connection, but you go outside of yourself to ask someone to join you for coffee. And right after Easter and with the next few days, people are going to be on a high of kindness, you guys. So keep that ticker in your brain going, strong body, strong mind, kind-heartedness. And when you're sitting down with Panikin and you're gonna sit there by yourself, go to Esteban going, hey, you mind joining me for a cup of coffee? And he may say, yeah, or he may say no. If he says no, then say, hey, you have a great day, because that Panikin coffee is right in my heartbeat and in what powers me. And you know that our motivation inspired you to be better, and you tried, and that person maybe just didn't reciprocate. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. So good to see you guys. Rick Noda, host here at T3 Body, where we tighten, tone, and transition. To get a hold of me, check me out at info@T3BodyEncinitas.com or on our social networks, Instagram at T3BodyEncinitas, Facebook, we're still under that CaliFit WKO, that's our non-for-profit, and check us out and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We are T3 Talks, where our motivation inspires you to be better. See you at my next podcast.